Thanks so much for your company. I am Pius Kojo Baka. First up, the International Monetary Fund is getting ready to scrutinize Ghana's fourth program review in Washington, D.C., USA later today. Now, there are strong indications that Ghana will pass the review and result in some $370 million being released to the Bank of Ghana. And it is for this reason we want to explore this angle better, as we've been joined now via Zoom by economist Professor Peter Quartey for some analysis. Grateful, sir, for making time to speak to us here on Business Live. And we know in the next few hours, the International Monetary Fund Board will pass Ghana's fourth review. How will the funds, the $370 million we are learning, mark a major turning point for the economy, you would say?
Well, apart from the financial implications, it also sends a positive signal to the investor community. Once we've been able to pass and get some disbursement, because then it shows that we are on track. It shows that Ghana is doing what it has to do in terms of meeting all the triggers or the indicators that are necessary for the bank or the IMF to have the confidence to release the funds or get approval from this board. So it sends that positive signal. Then also, with forests, we show up our reserves. The forest can help go a long way to stabilize our currency. Of late, we've seen very significant appreciation in the CD, although it is stabilized a little bit. But I must say that the sustainability of this stability or this appreciation is very key, very critical. And therefore, when there is an inflow, that will go to show up our reserves, that will go to support the forest market. So it is indeed a positive signal.
And like you rightly mentioned, ultimately, this is going to boost investor confidence in the economy, isn't it?
Oh, certainly, it will boost investor confidence. I mean, the IMF comes with credibility. Every country that goes through an IMF program successfully is able to attract some credibility to its finances, to its economy. And therefore, having been in the program and receiving all the approvals and the necessary disbursement is going to bring business confidence, which if we're able to sustain, other donors and other investors will also show interest and engage with Ghana.
Professor Quartey, help me understand how this will also play a key role when it comes to the sustenance of the city's good run.
Yeah, so it's a demand and supply thing. I mean, once we get an inflow from the IMF, that is a $370 or $70 million, that is going to boost our supply of forests, of dollars. And certainly, and even if there is a surge in demand, this can go a long way to minimize the effect of that surge, to reduce any potential depreciation in the currency. So the cedi will remain stable, although the discussion has been around what the optimal rate of depreciation or appreciation is, that what rate will be optimal. Should it be 10, should it be 12 or 15? But I think anything above 10 and relatively stable around 10 would go a long way to help businesses plan, to help investors also plan. So it is certainly going to boost confidence in the economy, going to help stabilize the exchange rate.
Very well. Thank you so much, Professor Peter Quartey, for your time. And indeed, we have our ears and eyes at Washington, D.C. to fill you in as and when Ghana's program is approved by the International Monetary Fund Board. But let's shift focus to some other stories. And the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBID, has dismissed claims that its agreement with engineers and planners over the acquisition of the Black Vulta Gold project is politically motivated. Speaking at a signing ceremony of a $130 million facility agreement involving EBID, Engineers and Planners, and Azuma Resources Ghana Limited, President of the bank, Dr. George Donko, emphasized the project's economic significance. More in this report. All right, we shall bring you that story subsequently, and we have to do the story within the banking space, and Kobank has kicked off its 35th anniversary celebration with a week-long series of events dubbed Red Week, beginning with a Thanksgiving service at the bank's headquarters here in Accra. Speaking to Joy Business, Managing Director of Kobank, Carl Asem, highlighted the core values that have sustained the bank over the years. Here's a report.
Kobank began its Red Week celebration with a Thanksgiving service at its headquarters in Accra. The bank is marking 35 years of service in Ghana's financial sector, a journey built on strong values and a commitment to customer-focused banking. Managing Director Carl Assem highlighted on the significance of these values as the driving force behind the sustained success of the bank over the past 3.5 decades.
When we look back on our predecessors, the seeds that they have sown, it is those seeds that when you are reflective, you realize that those seeds have actually transformed the bank to greater heights. In those challenges as we do, we have also seen that there were quite a bit of lows because in the last 3 years. But the only resilience that we have had is through the values that we have had. We go back and dig deep from those values. Those responsible nature, how effective we really wanted to be, and the decisiveness have made us to be who we are today. And that values are the one that have propelled the bank from the 35th year, and we strongly believe that we'll be 100 years old in this country and still be moving very strong. We have been very grateful that all our stakeholders, especially our shareholders, have been standing behind us, even in our challenging times. And they have supported us throughout this time, and we show a lot of gratitude. We really want to tell them that we are poised for greater things to come in next year and the subsequent years.
He also emphasized Kobank's continued commitment to supporting the growth and development of small and medium-sized enterprises.
As the board approved last year, is to focus on individuals and SMEs to form about 70% of our revenue scheme. And that has been a major focus that we are working on a daily basis. We really wanted to be relevant in the community in which we operate. A majority of those businesses come from the SMEs, and that is where our focus is. All our partners, our shareholders' strategy are clearly towards us is to focus on making a greater impact into the society, especially on the SMEs.
The Kobank Red Week celebration continues through the weekend, featuring staff engagement activities, community outreach, and customer appreciation events nationwide.
Let's now go back to our earlier story where I was telling you about ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBID, dismissing claims that its agreement with engineers and planners over the acquisition of the Black Vulta Gold project is politically motivated. More in this report.
Black Vulta Gold project, located in Ghana's Upper West region, is expected to generate significant economic impact through local job creation, community development initiatives, and increased export revenue. Dr. George Donko used the occasion to urge the government of Ghana and other key partners to provide stronger backing for the mining sector.
And so engineers and planners, being one of our good customers, we decided that we should be involved in the acquisition of this Black Vulta project. And as he said, we started about 2 years ago. So it means that all the due diligences and all those have taken place. So please, let us be mindful of this. As Dr. Samjona said, this project has nothing to do with politics. Please take note of that. Nothing. Two years ago, Mr. Ibrahim's brother was not in power at all. And we started in 2023. By the grace of God, we are almost there. And today is the historic signing of this very, very important project.
Sir Samjona called for more effort to support Ghanaian-owned mining companies.
And I repeat, let us be clear. This is not a favor. There is no political patronage here. This is not crony capitalism. This is not about friends and family. The deal we are witnessing here today was actually initiated as far back as 2023, October, with no fanfare, no interference, and no backroom dealings. It is in every sense of the word a commercial transaction built on merit, backed by a strong balance sheet.
Legal counsel for the engineers and planners, Bobby Banson, also has been speaking about the deal.
In October 2023, a formal agreement was signed between engineers and planners and the shareholders of Azuma Resources for engineers and planners to acquire all the interest of the shareholders in Azuma Resources for $100 million per the agreement, that $100 million was supposed to have been paid by June. All of the $100 million was supposed to have been paid by June 30th, 2026. Now, engineers and planners approached EBID, which is the ECOWAS Bank for Investment in West Africa, and said, give us the $100 million for us to go and pay Azuma, the shareholders, based on the agreement that we signed with them.
The agreement marks a major step forward in advancing the project development, reinforcing the role of public-private partnerships in driving sustainable economic progress across the ECOWAS region.
Let's talk insurance, shall we? Ghana's insurance industry penetration lags at a mere 1.4% of GDP compared to 2.8% in Kenya and 17% in South Africa, owing to limited awareness, high premium costs, and distrust of insurance providers. In the advent of mobile banking and transactions, stakeholders are recommending the potential synergy between insurance and telecom companies to reach wider populations, especially the informal sector. Targeting the country's vast informal sector, which contributes about 80% of the workforce, the mobile-driven insurance solution will provide affordable production and protection against death, disease, and disability. More from Clinton Yeboah.
Access and convenience channels remain some of the biggest setbacks influencing the slow penetration levels of insurance. As the usage and adoption of mobile banking and trading surge, a collaboration has become imminent to propel financial inclusion, business and life protection. Chief Executive Officer of Impact Life Insurance Limited Company, Sharif Abudu, says getting insurance protection is the need of the hour.
Let us not ignore insurance. No matter where you find yourselves, whether you are in the informal sector, whether you sell granules, you sell pepper, put something down for life insurance. Because at the end of the day, when there is that critical situation that you need support, it's the insurance that you have taken that will come to save you.
Sharif Abudu spoke on the sidelines of a collaboration between Impact Life Insurance and MTN Mobile Money that launched the Abraaba product to provide affordable mobile insurance services to the informal sector.
But Abraaba is giving you death only, critical illness like cancer, major bends, kidney disease, and even major surgeries. And we are the only life company at the moment who is giving a product of this kind on a USSD platform, a cover level of over 80 years for parents.
The product aims to reduce the financial burden on families, assist families during funerals, and provide benefits for critical illness. MTN Northern Sector Momo Channel Development Manager Akwesi Kwarten indicates their collaboration will open opportunities for financial growth.
By combining Mobile Money Limited expansive reach of over 17 million active users and with Impact Life Insurance expertise, we are unlocking new possibilities for financial resilience across the country. The product is easily accessible through our *170 USSD code.
About 18 life insurance companies are actively operating in Ghana as of 2023. Ashanti Regional Manager of the National Insurance Commission, Farouk Dramani, is admonishing customers to be confident and trust insurance services in the country. He commended Impact Life Insurance for becoming a notable name in the insurance landscape in Ghana.
There's a wrong perception that insurance companies do not pay claims. That is the erroneous perception. When it comes to the payment of claims, per the data that we have as a commission, Impact Life is number 8 out of the 18 insurance companies based on the quantum of claims that they paid to policyholders.
Chief Operations Officer of Impact Life Insurance, Sylvester Echampon, outlined details of the Abraaba insurance policy.
Premium as low as 2 cedis 40 pesos a month. 2 cedis 40 pesos a month to 18 cedis. Now,
the launch assembled emergency services providers, market folks, and insurance enthusiasts.
However small you have, please keep it, save it there. In times of need, in times of trouble, you can fall on Impact and they will be there to deliver and they will rescue you.
For Joy News, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
Managing Director of KEK Insurance Broker Shaibu Ali has pledged to expand the company's footprints in Africa in the short to medium term. According to Mr. Ali, the move is expected to replicate KEK's excellent service across the continent and ease the insurance operations of its clients operating across the borders of Ghana. Here's more from the 35th anniversary Thanksgiving service of KEK Insurance Brokers.
85 years ago, KEK Insurance Brokers began with fewer than 5 employees in a small office in Accra. Currently the leading insurance brokerage firm in Ghana, KEK has over 6 offices dotted across the country, with operations in Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. Speaking to Joy Business at the Thanksgiving service to mark the anniversary, Shaibu Ali, Managing Director, highlighted KEK's quest to expand its footprint in Africa.
For us, we think that if you take Ghana, we have seen it all. Everything that we can achieve in Ghana, we have done. Our growth trajectory lies outside of Ghana. So now we are looking forward to setting up of a network of insurance brokers. That is why we are dotting up in these countries. And hopefully we hope to cover the whole of Africa in about the next 10-15 years. It's not going to be easy, but we have the determination to do it, and God willing, we will do it. That way, we get to service our clients across board.
On the occasion of its anniversary, KEK Insurance Brokers decided to support the building of the Child Cancer Unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, which is spearheaded by the NGO Lifeline for Childhood Cancer Ghana.
Our mandate is to support girl-child education. And so every year, 1% of our profit is set aside for that purpose. But this year, because it's our anniversary year, we sort of want to do something different by supporting the Child Cancer Unit. And we want to be able to support them to complete the building that they are putting up at Kolebu to see how that can help alleviate the problems of the kids. So both the company and then the staff have taken it upon ourselves to help contribute toward that.
In an exhortation, Bishop Asante Mafo Ahinkra urged KEK Insurance Brokers to strive for greatness.
So Paul is teaching us to have a certain attitude towards running. And so I have just a few points that I've written here. Number one is that Paul was not satisfied with his past achievements. And I want to encourage KEK, don't be satisfied with your past achievement. If you get too satisfied, you will slow down and then you'll be content, and that is the way to fail.
The Thanksgiving service gathered industry players and staff from all of KEK's outlets. The 35th anniversary also commemorated the 15th anniversary of the passing of its founder, Kwesi Esel Kumsin.
We are back with more. Hello again, welcome back to Business Live. Former General Secretary of the Trades Union Congress, Dr. Anthony Yauban, has been appointed as the new chairman of the reconstituted 7-member board chair of the Ghana Statistical Service. Over other members of the board include government statistician Dr. Alhassan Idrisu, Mrs. Nelly Miraku, Director of Research at the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Zakaria Mumuni, Professor Mariama Awambila, Dr. Philomena Nyako, and Dr. Paul Kwame Batuko. Now, inaugurating the board, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Thomas Nyaku Ampem, charged the new Ghana Statistical Service Board to strengthen national data systems. He also tasked them to ensure an accurate and reliable data system for the country's development. The newly sworn-in president of the Institute of Directors Ghana, Mary Asari Yeboah, has resolved to champion socio-economic growth by upholding high ethical standards and excellence in corporate governance in the country. She made this known at a ceremony to inaugurate the 11th Council of the Governing Council of the Institute of Directors Ghana, chaired by Mary Asari Yeboah. More in this report.
The investiture of the president and the 11th Governing Council of the Institute of Directors Ghana witnessed the swearing-in of Mary Asari Yeboah as the new president of the institute. The ceremony also inaugurated Michael Ashong as the vice president and 8 other members of the Governing Council. In her acceptance speech, Mary Asari Yeboah, who is also the chair of the 11th Council, pledged bold reforms aimed at improving good corporate governance in Ghana to drive socio-economic growth.
This leadership will not only talk, but will walk the talk to elevate the Institute of Directors Ghana to world-class organization, to empower directors and business leaders through advocacy and training to drive sustainable growth, innovation, and excellence in governance, and for IOD to promote Ghana's economic development and global competitiveness.
As part of her vision, she expressed her intent to improve the culture of good governance and ethics in society by creating governance clubs in tertiary institutions.
Our advocacy for change will gain mileage as we champion good governance among the youth also. So we are championing directors already. But if we want to see the change as fast as it should be, we are also reaching them down at the youth level. And we'll do this by forming governance clubs in various schools where we are allowed the space to enter.
On her part, the past president of the Institute, Reverend Angela Carmen Appiah, urged the incoming council to uphold high ethical standards.
And in a world where trust in institutions, even the judiciary, is eroding, our members look to us to exemplify the highest standards of ethical conduct. Integrity must therefore remain a non-negotiable currency.
The newly sworn-in council is expected to champion good corporate governance in Ghana and propel the institute to greater heights.
And we have more stories for you when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Let's quickly visit the site and have some stories to read. Ghana gets $4.8 billion from international visitors and tourists in 2024. Also on that portal, E&P Gold deal merit-based, not political favoritism. Sam Jonas saying so. We have more stories for you when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Always a delight serving you. I am Pius Kojobaka.